Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fact Sheet Playback for 2016. I'm your host Daniel Anthony, and it has been an amazing year, hasn't it? The peaks were high as the trenches were deep. Some of them were difficult as hell to get out of, and some of the ones were so high it was hard to come down. But now that we're here, most of us survived another trip around the sun, while some of us lost a loved one or many an idol, such as David Bowie, Alan Rickman, Carrie Fisher, and even some household names closer to home like Noria Kasnon, Dr. Harundin, and Khairul Anwar Wan Ahmad. Rest in peace. As we close the curtains on 2016, it's time to look back at the biggest stories of the year. Some rather unconventional legislation was dusted off and employed this year in numerous arrests and charges. One of the most prominent cases is on PKR Vice President Rafizi Ramli, who was slapped with an 18-month jail sentence for breaching the Official Secrets Act. Rafizi revealed a page from the Auditor General's report on the controversial state-owned investment arm One Malaysia Development Berhad that detailed a link with the Armed Forces Fund Board LTAT, drawing a link between the fund and the delays in gratuity payments dished out by the LTAT. Another significant case is Bersih 2.0 chairperson Maria Chin Abdullah, who was picked up on the eve of the Bersih 5 rally and held in solitary confinement in accordance with the Security Offences Special Measures Act 2012, more commonly known as SOSMA, a law that allows detention without trial. The Election Commission released redelineation proposals to redraw the boundaries for the next general election, garnering flack from both sides of the political divide, from Pakatan Harapan as well as Barisan Nasional. Voters who disagreed with the new maps also raced against the clock to garner the 110 signatories needed to raise an objection in hopes of invoking a hearing on the proposal within the tiny window outlined in the Elections Act. Malaysian athletes nailed feat after feat this year in Rio de Janeiro as they brought home what was Malaysia's best ever haul in the Olympic Games as well as the Paralympic Games. Athletes brought home 4 silver medals and 1 bronze in the Olympics, while the Paralympic athletes nailed 3 gold medals and 1 bronze medal. All 3 gold medals were first for Malaysia. However, we also saw a heartbreaking defeat at the Olympics this year as champion shuttler Lee Chong Wei failed to clinch the Olympic gold for men's singles badminton in what may be his final appearance at the Olympic Games. The Malaysian ringgit entered into a free fall in late 2015, seeing the exchange rate take a nosedive from its comfy 3 ringgit 80 cent to the US dollar slip and slide all the way down to 4 ringgit 49 cent to the dollar, earning its place as the worst performing Asian currency for 2 years running, and also what Bloomberg describes as the worst performing emerging currency in the world. Many reasons were cited, and the blame game went on for a fair amount of time. A slump in the Brent crude oil prices is a key player in the equation, as Malaysia is a net exporter of oil. Other factors such as the scandal surrounding 1MDB also played a role in affecting investor sentiment, which in turn pulled the ringgit further down. Sarawak took to the polls in May this year, where Barisan Nasional received an even stronger mandate from the Kenyalang state under the leadership of Chief Minister Adnan Satem. Some politicians from both sides of the divide were denied entry into Sarawak during the campaigning, mostly from Pakatan Harapan on the grounds that they were undesirable personalities in the state. Sarawak is able to do this because they have immigration autonomy. During the campaign trail, a tragic helicopter accident resulted in the death of Noria Kasnon and Khairul Anwar, the parliamentarians for Sungai Besar and Kuala Kangsar respectively. Their passing triggered a by-election for both constituencies, where UMNO faced off with PAS and Amanah. UMNO retained both seats. Despite having their leader Maria Chin Abdullah arrested just 1 day in advance, Bersih 2.0 went ahead with the grand finale of their nationwide tour with the Bersih 5 rally on 19th November, gathering a reported crowd of 40,000 strong. The electoral watchdog kicked off a nationwide campaign to spread awareness of the rally, as well as the many issues they identified with the electoral system in Malaysia. This was not without issue though. Sungai Besar UMNO Division Chief Jamal Yunus's anti-Bersih movement Gerakan Merah disrupted parts of the roadshows and even threatened bloodshed if the Bersih 5 rally was to proceed. Jamal was also arrested on the eve of the rally. Jamal then went on to announce his own Bersih 7 with the demands to clean up to Selangor state government. After sitting in cold storage, the rift between PAS and other parties in Malaysia came back into the spotlight as PAS President Abdul Hadi Awang made yet another push to have his private members bill passed in Parliament. The bill aimed to amend Act 355, which placed limits on the Sharia courts, particularly on the punishments that they can dish out. This bill, when it made its first appearance in 2015, sounded alarm bells as analysts, pundits and some politicians saw it as a gateway to the implementation of the Sharia Penal Code or Hudud law in Malaysia. While the defense of the act says that it only affects Muslims, particularly in Kelantan, experts are concerned that it may apply to Malaysians in general, especially over marriage matters and the issue of unilateral conversion of children, which was also another big topic this year, as the state of Perlis passed a law that allows unilateral conversion of children. 2016 was an uphill battle for independent media outlets as well. The Malaysian Insider was slammed by MCMC and blocked on Malaysian internet. The news outlet then closed shop in March, shortly after celebrating their 8th anniversary. Gerakan Merah leader Jamal Yunus also brought a group of protesters to the front of the Malaysia Kini office in November to demand an explanation about and to protest the news company receiving funding from Open Society Foundations, a project founded by American billionaire George Soros. Police have also initiated investigations into organizations that have received funding from OSF, which for the record includes us. Malaysia Kini is completely transparent about its sources of funding, and full details can be found at about.malaysiakini.com. The Attorney General's Chambers also initiated legal action against KiniTV and its director Stephen Gan for uploading a video of a press conference by former Batu Kawan UMNO Deputy Chief Khairuddin Abu Hassan. Former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has been in the spotlight for many reasons lately, but no one expected the huge curveball that he would hurl at us this year. In February, he announced his resignation from UMNO and went ahead to draft the Citizens' Declaration, a document to call for the resignation of Prime Minister Najib that reportedly garnered over 1 million signatories, a number that is, however, not verified yet. Later in May, Mahathir's son Mukriz Mahathir was sacked from UMNO along with former Deputy Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin, while former Cabinet Minister Shafi Abdal was also suspended from the party. Mahathir, Mukriz and Muhyiddin then got together in August to form Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia or PPBM, while Shafi went to set up Parti Warisan Sabah in East Malaysia. And the curveball flies even further as PPBM has signed a pact with Pakatan Harapan in order to work together in the next general election. And the number one story of 2016 is one that is still shrouded in mystery. In July, the United States Department of Justice pet project called the Kleptocracy Asset Recovery Initiative or KARI initiated its largest ever operation, seizing over $1 billion worth of assets that they claim were purchased with money siphoned from 1MDB. The document directly names Prime Minister Najib's stepson Riza Aziz as well as Penang-born billionaire Low Tech Joe in the indictments, while also redacting certain names, among them 1MDB Official 1, 2 and 3, Hollywood Actor 1 and the elusive Malaysian Official 1. The DOJ has declined to outright name this MO1, but Cabinet Minister Abdul Rahman Dahlan told the BBC that it is obvious it's the Prime Minister. Malaysian Official 1 was also voted by Malaysia Kini readers as Newsmaker of the Year 2016. And those are the top 10 stories of the year. Now, as a visual news outlet, we do our best to capture and broadcast groundbreaking events and happenings that sometimes you would have to see for yourself to believe and also to make your own judgment. So in that spirit, here's the top 10 videos we put up this year based on how many of you watched them.
Ada terima sembah satu senerai.
Dan yang ada kita boleh
Macam mana?
Kata guna Pak Arab bagi. Pak Arab mana nak bagi 20.6 bilion ringgit ni?
Susah sikit kerana dedak kita kurang daripada dedak dia.
In 2016, over 83,000 viewers watched a total of 146 days worth of the fact sheet. Thank you so much for your patronage. We promise that we will continue to bring you the news and views that matter with our signature little pinch of salt. If there's anything you would like us to know, any suggestions you have, please leave them in the comments below. And that's it for the Fact Sheet Playback for 2016. It's been a crazy year, and I believe that 2017 has many more surprises in store for us. I'm Daniel Anthony, signing off for 2016 on the KiniTV Fact Sheet. Thank you for watching, and Happy New Year!